So I'm presenting now a project that is not mine. That is from a PhD candidate that we have in our team, Alejandra Gomez Ortega. And so you might have seen it in the corridor, or in the hall, or at Kai, or at the Dutch Design Week. We've been presenting that throughout the year. So this what we call the Dataslip, this pin box that typically print this long receipt, and a lot of people are bugged a little bit about the length of it, and that's the whole point of it. What I wanted to start with is to tell you a little bit more what we do in the lab, and so what we are calling data centric. For me, it lies on three main components. One is responsibility, and it's about not trying to first collect more data. We have all these examples where data is already all around. Data is capturing how we live, how we exercise, what we experience, through phones, through loyalty cards, so plenty of stuff. Data is captured. So people and data, and so we need to make this effort of minimizing collection. The other aspect is participatory. We see a big trend, of course, in the industry to use what is called data-driven, and so a way of using data to understand people by disconnecting from them, just by looking at data. And so what we do here by having this name data-centric is to oppose a little bit this terminology and to think in terms of volunteering data, so not asking supermarket to give data, but asking people to if they want to donate their supermarket data, for instance. And so engaging into a collaboration around data. And the third aspect is reflection, and so that close this loop. And I think for the people who are familiar with the design context, what we do often in design is basically interacting with people to understand what is going on. And Joanna was just mentioning about conversation starter. Well, if there is one point to summarize how we're using data is, basically as a conversation starter. We put data of people on the table, their data, and it's we use that as an instrument to lead the conversation. And so Alejandra Gomez Ortega is wrapping up a PhD around data donation, a concept that comes a little bit from healthcare. But in this context of healthcare, you basically tick the box when you go through a hospital, for instance. We wanted to extend this data donation and bring it to design where we want to interact with people. And so we've added through the journey of data donation, basically a lot of touch point with people before the data donation, so that they understand and they gain agency over their data. And so after the donation, still engaging people in a collaboration so that they can help us enrich the data. But then we had, in the middle of our PhD, a project around voice assistant, and so voice assistant data, Alexa, Google, and the like. There are voice records, transcripts of that, and then also the timestamp of every time we make a request. And we've realized that people are donating their data, but then when you collaborate with them, they did not get at all what they are donating. And so we in one of our recent Kai paper, we had the concept of what we've called the sensitivity tipping point, where typically we've realized that if you take people in a conversation with their voice assistant data, within 30-45 minutes, you have every single of our participants saying, "Oh, it's getting very intimate, very sensitive, and way more private than I thought it would be." And so that makes us realize that there's a lot to be done before data donation if we want people to donate with the appropriate awareness. That doesn't mean that people wanted to not donate, to retract their data. Most of them were still fine in the environment, in the trusted environment that they were with. But yet they were not really aware of what they were donating. And so the data slip, to wrap up, is just, I would say, something to make tangible this aspect of, well, there's all these data traces collected about people. So it's we started from the concept of an ATM, so that is in the street, and that makes the bank relationship tangible. Well, we wanted this type of interface with data. It takes an insane amount of time for a printer to print that thing, and so during this time, it's a conversation starter. It makes you realize, of course, it's not the data, but the types of data that are collected. And so, yeah, it's just an artifact to get the discussion going. And I think that's it. Yeah, few interfaces of that. And so we are part of the data-centric design lab. And if any of the topics that I've been touching on interest you, please feel free to reach out.
Thank you. Thank you so much.